remember very well when the UPND government ascended to power. They told us a lot of stories, how they called the previous regime to be thieves, and how they stole, how they put in Bintu men, how they were paying subsidy. There were all these stories that we heard. And they know, as Zambian, all of us who were listening to say, oh, okay, they have a solution. They have removed the middlemen. So meaning fuel was going to be cheaper than that. But what happened? They removed the middlemen and put a middleman. Who today are the Zambians buying the fuel cheaper than it was in 2021? The answer is no. So that's one of the lies. There was a lie that was told to the citizen, that there were all sorts of stories. Even the story of saying they found the empty coffers, it was a big lie, comrade. Let's look at the borrowing. They called their friends, these people who borrowed. How much did the PF government, I'll start from the PF, borrow in the 7 years, in the 10 years they were in government? And look at what they've borrowed them in 4 years. Is it justifiable? So to me, really, there's also one aspect that I have come to learn as a politician.
Yeah.
And I think I'm one of those women that wants to leave the legacy of Mama Edith Nawakwe, who stood for the truth. She stood for that which was right and what she believed in. To me, I think as politicians, let us stop deceiving people. It's better you go and tell people the truth. Sometimes also when you talk too much, and thinking it's easier, like the Bembas say, atukulanda kwa lianguka. And this is what has happened now. We have a government that was we have leaders who were very intelligent when they were in the opposition. They condemned the load shedding. Today, we were told that a lot of stories. They did not want to listen when their friends were explaining what led to load shedding. But today we are being told all sorts of stories. And to me, how do you export power when you cannot give your own? So this issue of load shedding is because the UPND government have prioritized exporting than to give their citizen power. I think we heard where Namibia was thanking them for giving them power, and there's no load shedding there. So to me, really, to come and think the opposition are petty when you yourself are not doing the right thing, it's actually very rhetoric. And the problem is we have a leadership that talks this and does the opposite at the back. We have heard pronouncements on the podium, but when it comes to reality, they're doing the opposite. Like today's presser that was there, that was a statement from all the political parties that were present and the civil society. If you remember, the president Hakainde Hichilema, during the funeral of Edith Nawak, he talked about dialogue. The 4 years he's been in government, has he ever tried to have dialogue with the opposition? The answer is no. Every time he's gone on the podium, we've been there where we've seen the president issuing instructions to the police, arrest those that are doing what, and we saw members of parliament being arrested.
I'm also aware of the electricity problems that Zambia is facing. But despite the problems that we have with the supply of electricity in Zambia, you still supply us with electricity. Again, you would have said, we cannot sacrifice our power when we have shortage. But you still give us. Katima Mrilo town, where I come from here, is supplied with power from Zambia. When you have a power outage here, we also have power outage. But that's the brotherhood we are talking about, the neighborhood we're talking about. And we should only be grateful and continue to exist in this manner. You spoke also about the Bals-Bendola-Lumbumbashi corridor. I want to tell Your Honor that that corridor was developed during our time. I was Permanent Secretary of Works and Transport, and my counterpart here was Judge Sichinga.
I think the important thing is that when we've lost a colleague like her, we act responsibly as a nation. We don't use the death of a person to paralyze ourselves, to create more anguish to the children. It's an opportunity to reflect. It's an opportunity to say, our colleague is gone. What is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to mourn her in dignity. Our responsibility is to do our part to ease the burden that the family is facing. Because when she was alive, that's a time for us to have done certain things for her. But now that she's gone, we act responsibly. I'm following a lot of chatter, social media. As I said, we know each other differently. But really our duty as a society is to say, one of us is gone, let's lighten the burden. Let's support the family to mourn and bury her honorably. It's not a time to engage in a sluggish march, exorcise each other. No, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that's the way we provide leadership. Is to say to the family, how do you move on now? For the children, Jeff is gone. Not long ago, the mother is gone. What support do we render to them? I actually think society is not measured by the number of conflicts that arise. Society is measured by the maturity in how we deal with the issues that confront us. Not slugging each other down every day. It's to create a window of opportunity to do the right things. That's what I call responsibility. Is to reflect. It is also, I want to agree with Mr. Banda. Dialogue is the utmost expression of maturity. Because conflicts arise in society, even husband and wife. The conflicts arise. The question is that how do we handle conflicts or differences? Differences don't mean enmity. Political party competition does not mean enmity. It means competition to serve the people. I had decided not to cover this issue, but I thought I should, in a way, attend to what Mr. Chifumu Banda has said, so that the coin has two sides, we understand the coin correctly. But we agree that dialogue is the way we should solve our problems at all times. When we fail to do that on our own, we seek the help of others. Then we'll be called a civilized society, not a society in perpetual conflict. It's an opportunity to turn a new page, to learn our lessons. I want to agree with Mr. Banda, Chifumu Banda. This government has doors open for dialogue. Let's exercise that opportunity. Let's use that opportunity to dialogue. But dialogue maturely. You can't come to the table of dialogue through insults. It's not possible. So I want to use this opportunity to respect our sister, all of us, to honor her. And after the funeral, I think we should reach out to each other to dialogue. I'm responding to what my brother, Mr. Chifumu Banda, said. But for now, let's mourn our sister in dignity. Let's do what civilized people do. Let's offer warmth to the children, grandchildren, and to the old parents. 100 years. I hear ya Siwaku is 100 years. Yatata is what? 100 years. And in Ahambulo, she's not young as well. I want to